It's confusing, isn't it? Here we go. It's FURIA versus Outsiders. We're on Ancient to begin with, and FURIA going to be starting on the CT side, Outsiders on the T side. And they're already grouped up outside of the B bomb side, which looks like if they're getting close enough, bomb is kind of in the hallway. They can get there quick.
Ooh, this is interesting, though. Nice shot from Safe. That's one player down, Jame, with the response. That's over in middle with the P250. That's the escape route if Outsiders want to change things up. The fact that Jame has control. However, they are sticking around. They are staying challenging towards Cave. Nice pounce from Flit. Jame gets the information, puts him in a prime position, and Safe is moving up. And this is just typical textbook Outsiders. Slow, quiet. They've gained a lot of map control. You have no idea, and you walk right into it.
It's so funny because it must be so frustrating to play against. You want a little bit of information, and it comes back to haunt you immediately. Yuri's still at the B bomb side though, and KSCERATO is not that far away. It's a pistol round, so even in 2-on-4, it is winnable. And that bomb plant, I mean, there's still 45 seconds left. They're waiting. They're thinking, ah, actually, even though we're actually on the bomb side, we're going to go back and go to the... Now, the best thing is if they get there and go back again, Jason. I mean, we're really happy if they did that.
No, that'll never happen. Surely not. Flit's going to be able to cut off rotations. KSCERATO is going to have that as the first challenge, the first step of getting over to the A bomb site. He does have a kit and a smoke. But who knows if he'll actually be able to arrive there safely. And if they don't deal with Flit, he turns into a really dangerous lurk position. And it looks like FURIA is just calling it off in the pistol.
Yeah, they want to play, I mean, what, the armor, the smoke, the kit. They're like, all right, it's fine. We'll keep it. We'll bring it into the next round.
Yeah, they see no point. They're like, yeah, we got worked in this round.
Yeah, I can't blame them too much. Well done. And I mean, I think it's a nice little highlight like you mentioned. It's such an Outsiders thing. To slow the game down like that, wait for the enemy to make something, and then, you know, you walk into it. It's hard to even blame necessarily. I think it was Safe that went in for the look in there because
he's trying to get information. Yeah, his teammates have gone down. He doesn't know what's happening on the map, and I mean that's Outsiders just setting up a perfect trap. It was funny because it even looked like Outsiders was going to be quick about this round. It looked like they were just going to kind of march up and just kind of explode at some point, which is uncharacteristic of Outsiders, but obviously just pumping the brakes.
We really don't see them play like that a lot. So and they were only baiting us.
But that's the perfect thing about this matchup is like the clash of styles between the two things is so drastic. Is going to be so much fun to watch.
Yeah. Difficult to know if FURIA is going to be able to to keep it up. I feel like this is the kind of stuff that Outsiders tend to do is exactly the sort of stuff that should be kryptonite to a team like FURIA, but maybe they just can't overcome it anyway. We'll find out. Not that far off with the Galil, but not exactly accurate either. And FURIA heavily invested into the second round in spite of not winning the pistol. They don't really care.
I think Outsiders as well, just I think they just double Molotov just to make sure that nobody was going to be in Jaguar. So very effective clear. Drop, Jiggle peeking. He's got smoke in hand. He's not trying to challenge and going to hold on to the smoke a little bit longer, but Norbert makes some footsteps. He says, I want that smoke. I want you to use it. And pulls it out of his hands.
They don't have that much left really on the Outsiders side of the map here. Look at FURIA. Still got 3 smokes and 2 Molotovs. I mean, it's still 50 seconds, but that's way more nades than the team that actually won the pistol round. So that's interesting. FURIA being a little restrained in their use of utility. That could win them the round, especially because this looks like it's going to be a showdown at the B bomb site. So could be huge.
Yeah, it could be absolutely massive. Drop still has a Molotov behind him as well. And I think Outsiders don't like this all of a sudden with only 30 seconds left. They're like, this is a lot of utility. This feels like a lot of presence, a lot of bodies here. We're going to the other side of the map. We're going right at Art, who's just dropped his smoke as well. Makes this interesting. Let's see if he can find a way to play this. Norbert coming around. Art can't get it done, but KSCERATO's inside the bomb site with an SMG.
16 seconds. He doesn't have to do a lot. Norbert with an absolutely great triple to shut it down. They were running out of time pretty swiftly. If somehow that MP9 on the site would have even just got a kill and stayed alive, it could have been really awkward, but great job. Triple to open up the round, and again, a late switch from the B bomb side to the A bomb side. And a lot of teams, that might be really uncomfortable, but this is kind of where they live, so they're probably not as stressed as we would be.
No, they're used to that clock showing low numbers. Good job from Norbert, as you said, 3 kills, every single important frag, every single frag in the round, every step of the way into that A bomb site. Really good job from him.
You just have to move really quick, Jason, at the end of the round, and time slows down. Basic relativity, you know?
Yeah, sure. I like that. You know, it's kind of interesting because obviously it's hard to kind of get information with the language barrier, obviously with James, of like what kind of an in-game leader he is, but it would be such a cool thing to dive into in a piece of content, because I know every time I talk to Yakinder on Team Liquid, he's only got positive things to say about James' influence and James' style of calling, and he speaks very highly of it. So I think it would be very, very cool to get that kind of a content or an interview with James, just to talk over the philosophy that he likes to call with.
Yeah, somebody should definitely do that. And maybe we can infer a little bit, because at a minimum he has to have an enormous amount of trust from his teammates, because otherwise this execute at 19 seconds kind of strat is going to explode, right? If your team doesn't trust you,
yeah,
then you're not even going to be able to play the game at that point, and people will start to make really big mistakes. And since they're not, then there has to be just a lot of trust that he's commanding on that team, which is cool. But yeah, it would be nice to know exactly how that works out. We'll see. Drop there. Not able to get that kill, although it is close, but James takes a lot of damage. Will fall back. Kick it goes down in the meantime, and it's a 4-on-4.
Rare James entry. That's the thing of beauty. Another kill from Flit, and they're just working the map perfectly at the moment, even though KSCERATO has gone down. Safe has a Galil in his hands. And once again, control of the A bomb site is over to Outsiders.
Bomb making his back who T-spawn at the moment in the right direction. They pretty much have them boxed in while still claiming the A bomb site. So not much that FURIA could really do at this point in time. Be even a little bit lucky if they don't actually lose on the rifle, because it's very hard to see where James is. And even if he's low on health like that, it's going to be kind of hard to check it. So we'll see if they don't just walk into it.
Yeah, it's a cool position to just grab a kill at the end of the day if Safe doesn't look left here. And why would you, to a certain degree? He did kind of glance his head that way, but wasn't really committed to it. He was just kind of doing it out of habit and muscle memory more than anything.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I'm supposed to look both ways before I cross these double doors, and not really committed to the idea of clearing it.
We all know what that is like, Yuri now fighting on his own. Some of them are a bit low in health. Probably not worth it for Outsiders to throw away the remaining AKs here just to get the Galil away. It's not like they have that much money in the bank either, so especially for James. Maybe the rest can go and take a look, but either way, it's going to be 3-0 in favor of Outsiders. It's a brilliant start for them. Not at all bad. And especially because they're playing that T side on Ancient, so yeah, still feels like that you can get locked down if you're not, but maybe not as much as in the beginning, but it happens.
Yeah, absolutely. 3-0, first gun round coming up. No op out on the field of play for FURIA, but James got one. He passes the AK-47 over and invests his cash into the sniper rifle. Taking immediately towards the A bomb site. In fact, 4 players for Outsiders opening up towards the A bomb site. KSCERATO throws, I think, a little bit of utility over towards B, but bails out. FURIA is going to get aggressive. They've actually cleared this out. They see it's completely empty. Now the question is, how do they adjust the defense on the map, and can they get there quick enough?
They're still sticking around outside, but yeah, what a change of pace here for Outsiders. Let's see if they actually commit to it. Right now, they're in pretty good pace, so their third player is coming over. Drop is now showing up in Donut, and KSCERATO will open it up, taking down Norbert. So good stoppage right now. And this is normally where you see Outsiders at least slow it down and look for a kill to get back and maybe even turn it around, but it feels like they're pretty committed.
Yeah, they don't have that option. They don't have that option at all. In this round, now they've just got to fight their way. Only a single flashbang left. Now, they will actually gain some ground behind this utility after losing 1 player, and they're going to hit the pause button. This is where FURIA's got to be really, really careful about how they take these fights, about what peaks they take, how committed they get to it. You can see Drops under a lot of pressure, but him and Art handling business. This is well done from FURIA.
Yeah, the temptation is there all the time to go. You feel it's so quiet, you just want to take a look, and the problem is that can get your head taken right off, and then maybe they're back into the round. So yeah, that was really, I mean, they're just sitting still, but it is really important that they don't overextend in that moment. I'm sure that's a conversation they had going into this.
And this is also, I mean, this is a really good round from FURIA too, I mean, they clear out those B hulls very, very quickly, that B pathway outside the bomb site really early on after utilities used. They don't sense a lot of presence, and obviously once they clear the angles, they know everything. And when the execute comes from Outsiders, it's just the A defenders do a utility dump. Molotovs, flashbangs, nades, slow it down, buy the extra 5 seconds for your teammates to arrive and really bolster the defense at that position. James and KSCERATO save their weapons.
Good luck right there.
And FURIA have their first round on the board with all 5 players surviving.
Yeah, that's a strong start here for them at least. Means they could get that economy up and running maybe a little bit quicker than they normally would have. James gets to save the AWP, nobody's surprised. But we'll see what they can do going into some of the later rounds. I like the idea of changing the pace though from outsiders, because we've already been talking about it, what their normal style is. So if you can throw it around like this, yeah, you can catch a team off guard.
It's a change. It's like a change. I guess, yeah, in a way, it is a change of pace and maybe something a little out of the ordinary. But the fact that it's a full-blown execute give all the knowledge over to those FURIA defenders. You could see it on the replay. Molotov's dropped in A main. Norbert was the only one actually out being aggressive. This time they clear it, and this time there's presence, and they still win. 2 quick kills for FURIA.
Such a great thing if you can have that double peek actually work out. Although Flit, he probably could have had that one. I'm shocked that Drop lived through that. He looked like he was aiming way off into the horizon there. Jame now, 1 versus 4. And even for an expert such as himself, it's going to be hard to save the AWP in this round. Where do you go?
You can't even get passive. You kind of have to be aggressive, at least at the start, to make sure they're not pushing too much. Finds a kill around the edge of the smoke, finds his way to the bomb site. He's not thinking save at the moment. He's thinking plant the bomb and see what happens after the fact. And he's got some space to work with after this bomb goes down.
What a clutch this would be if it actually could work out. 1 versus 4 now, turned into a 1 versus 3. And with that bomb up, it's interesting. They don't have another smoke to get rid of him, so eventually they're going to have to fight him straight up with that AWP. Another good flick there to take down KSCERATO, and now you can feel the sweat starting to appear on FURIA's foreheads.
No way.
It's hard to go down next, and Jame is still alive and fighting at that bomb. It's planted out in the open. He's got the right idea, but he's scoped up, and he's going to get dropped by Drop instead. Oh man, that is close. That could have absolutely been his round. Almost a 1 versus 4.
That is very, very close. What a wonderful job from Jame, using the smoke to move all the way around, find his 1v1s. KSCERATO not partnered up, just looking for the follow-up. This is a great round from FURIA up until the 1v4. Disgusting performance from Jame to take economy away. Plant's going to help his team muster together a buy. Jame has the AWP back in his hands.
Yeah, from a 5-man survival round from FURIA into this, where it's just a single person, and it could have been 4. That's real interesting.
Still have a good amount of money on 3 people, but that round from James certainly chews it up. They would have liked to have won that clean. Could be looking in a much better position for the long term. FURIA, again, being aggressive. 3 rounds in a row, aggressively taking control of this pathway.
Such a keystone of being able to defend this B bomb site when you can do this aggressive push outside. You think of FaZe and the way that Rain and Kerrigan are playing as a duo and sort of being very aggressive out there. It is such a luxury if you can do that on the CT side. So it seems like FURIA are confident they at least can try it. And it's at least been working a couple of times, so why not?
But as we know, after that initial spree of utility for those defenders who get aggressive, it's hard to hold on to it once you have no more nades. So you can see on the map, Drop and Yuri have slid back deeper into the bomb site. Still a smoke on Drop for the ramp. Oh, Fame. It's a little bit of a gap around that. He didn't want to mess with it. Nade's going to come in, bounces the wrong direction. Outsiders going to leave Kickert outside of B and rotate a couple of players off back to the A site. FURIA have no idea what's happening on the map right now. All the information they really have is that mid is clear.
It's awkward for Kickert because he wants to at least distract it a little bit, and now he's just firing his Galil for the smoke. I'm not sure if that's such a big distraction. Keeping 2 people here, but with about 23 seconds, it would have been great if that smoke hadn't gone down and he could have actually taken a bit of a fight. Going to be KSCERATO at the back here. The only one still at the bomb site. He needs some backup. They nearly line up for a double, but eventually the nade will find him, and that's the opening again with about 10 seconds left. They're going to get the bomb plant down, and it's a 3-on-3 in the after plant already here, though. Yuri wants to go a little bit before his teammates, and he gets dropped by Fame immediately. Grenade there to slow them down, and actually a very, very good flashbang to set that up. Safe on his own in a 1 versus 2 now, trying to see if he can find one more play. He knows where Norbert is, but if he misses a shot here, he is definitely dead, and the wide swing not going to help him out. Great round from Norbert, another triple for him here, and another round for Outsiders.
Yeah, great trading for Outsiders on the way into that bomb site with the 20 seconds remaining. As you mentioned, so hard to deal with. Drop was just pinned down behind the bomb site without any kind of, that time, it's so late in the round that obviously there's not enough utility to kind of cause any sort of distraction. And the nade gets the kill at the end of the day. Excuse me, KSCERATO is the one behind those boxes, not able to handle it.
Yeah, that was tough. And I mean, again, it wasn't really that much of a distraction with Kickert over there, but it kept 2 people there, and maybe that was enough somehow. Unfortunate. Another attempt at being aggressive. Kickert he had the right idea. He was reading that just fine, but couldn't get the spray through.
Look at the consequence of James getting 3 kills on the 1v4 2 rounds ago. KSCERATO's on a Mag 7, Art on the 5-7. And Kickert's got an opening kill. That's dropped to try and push through again. The information hunt gets punished.
Oh, nicely done. The Mag 7, rare sight these days. It'll be taking down Norbert though. And that makes the rest of... Nobody really wants to be the next guy in line. It's a deadly sound that you're hearing there. Ooh, a little bit of an unfortunate. He could have stayed up there.
I was going to say, ambitious from the shotgun to take that follow-up fight.
Just stay tucked in the corner and let the pistol distract from down below, maybe. Could have been a better choice.
And this situation right now is where Outsiders just love. They live and breathe. This is exactly what they're looking for in a round like this. They have a man advantage. They've got, what, 45 seconds left at this point, but there's no utility left on this defensive side. They can really move their way across the map pretty much wherever they want to go.
Good finding his second kill of the game so far.
And in this kind of a situation too, FURIA is almost motivated to go for information plays because they don't know what's happening.
Yeah. I mean, it feels like that really is in the Counter-Strike manual, isn't it? If you're down a player, you have to make up for that deficit
with information.
By having more information. So it's hard to blame them, but that's also what Outsiders are playing for.
Yeah, and that's kind of the fun part about this matchup. I mean, and Outsiders is kind of winning in that philosophical battle, at least for the moment. That's maybe like the 3rd or 4th round we've seen FURIA go for an information play where they've pushed somewhere and gotten punished. There was one earlier in this round. There was the pistol round as well. Every time they've gone to try and find out exactly where Outsiders is moving across the map, they've just gotten straight up punished.
Good to see Kicker get into the game a little bit. He was 0 kills before this round.
The last time these two teams played, as the desk kind of touched on it, we'll just reiterate it again here, was back at IEM Cologne. The maps in that series were Inferno, Vertigo. Ancient was actually the decider that we never saw played because FURIA buried Outsiders 2-0. 16-13 on Inferno, 16-8 on Vertigo. Kind of swap Ancient and Inferno in this series, obviously.
Yes. Inferno deciding, that's... Get there?
Yeah, gets me pumped up.
And the winner gets to face Vitality, I believe.
Beautiful.
So that could also be a real spicy game either way, really.
Yes, you are correct.
5-2. It has to happen every once in a while.
Yeah, Vitality waiting in that quarterfinal.
Broken clock and all that. 1M4. That's what they had, Jason, and maybe a little tiny bit of utility.
It's in the wrong place. This might be, I don't know if this will be, I guess, a change of pace, a change of styles. This time, Outsiders with full economic advantage is gonna, it looks like they just want to march up into the B bomb site. Fame in the way back, chucking utility. Jame looking for an up peak, and now moving in. Drop. A little bit of damage is done, allows Art to sneak in behind the smoke and grab one trade kill, but he's got nothing left to do after the fact.
Yeah, Kickert very patient in not letting him get away and not letting him walk back into that one. So just doing his job while I think at the same time Flit was clearing the back line and making sure no one else was rotating in behind Kickert. So it was all good. They had everything covered. 3 versus 4, and obviously best case scenario Furious if they could find another rifle somehow, because that economy is really haunting them. That's really something that keeps coming back at this point to do some real damage for them. So
they're almost at the full. They're going to get the full losing bonus after this round. They're going to get 2,900 in the next round, so they should be sitting quite nice. One thing I don't think we've seen yet for the FURIA side is an AWP. As you mentioned, the economy being an issue, you have to imagine that's going to be a priority moving forward.
Not much lost, but yeah, bomb catching safe right at the end. Looking like a solid beginning here. 6-2 scoreline in favor of Outsiders. They're on the T side. They have that economic lead, and the best thing that FURIA have shown us so far is when they win that Outsider B fight. But since they're not getting it every time, there's not something they can rely on. If Outsiders can take that away from them by just not showing up.
It's kind of interesting as well. Remember, Outsiders was all the way back in Group B. So, I mean, it's been a minute. These playoffs, yeah. It was 3 weeks ago. And FURIA just played in Group D. And we saw some incredible games out of FURIA throughout the group stage in that last group week that we had. And Outsiders is currently burying them with a 4-round lead. Timeout taken from FURIA. Trying to recover coming out of it. Op is going to be in the hands of Safe.
Yeah, maybe that could also impact, you know, everyone's feelings about this game. I believe they call that recency bias. But yeah, you remember the you remember FURIA recently playing super well, and Outsiders a little bit further back. Kick it again on a mission on its own. Man, I think it's always impressive when you have players that you can sort of throw in somewhere and you just go do this. You're not going to have any backup. You're just, you know, throw your own grenades if you want any. And he's doing it. And even if he's not getting a kill just yet, he's clearing a lot of space on the map. Art, though, with the opening to take down Flit is a kind of start that FURIA needs, and it needs a lot more of.
Yeah, it almost looked like it was through the smoke, but we didn't see the icon on the... he might have been using the edge of the smoke as a bit of a one-way. KSCERATO and Art shift in towards Donut. A rare man advantage for FURIA. That's got to make them feel much happier how this round is beginning for the moment.
Working the middle portion slowly, one step at a time. But great news to FURIA is this time they don't need to go and risk too much to get information. I mean, they obviously want to be able to hear and sort of spot if anyone's sneaking through the middle or anything like that. Nice crouch in for Fame. He does almost die, and the follow-up is there. They weren't expecting a double setup in Donut. But Art is kind of trapped a little bit right now. Got to be real careful. That is... He's lucky to be alive.
Yeah, he very much is. He spotted the bomb as well. James trying to put this together. He knows one's in Donut, obviously, who's gotten the kill and even spotted him and tagged him there. He heard the op ring out toward the mid-stairs earlier, so where exactly does he want to attack? Drop's going to get aggressive. Once again, an information play this time. Outsiders not ready for it. Norbert and James going to start being aggressive and turn the corner towards the B ramp, and they have to hit this bomb site now. 12 seconds.
Yeah, they just have to go. There's no slowing it down, and even then, they actually will sort of stop to try and take the fight, and eventually, James will make his escape, and we'll get to save this AWP into the next round, but it's a third round for FURIA.
And look at how much less confident and Outsiders feels moving around the map when they lose that initial play, when they don't have that man advantage, this slow-paced style, like when they're still looking, even when they lose a play, they're looking to punish some over-aggressive peak, they're looking to punish some play from FURIA, and when it doesn't come, they kind of run out of ideas and run out of options and run out of time, obviously.
Also, when James doesn't get this shot on Art as the follow-up that Art almost walks into, then there's not a lot of doubt in FURIA's mind about where they are. If Art had gone down, they would have lost it. The whole mid-portion of that would have been a big question mark for FURIA, and maybe they would have had to rotate some people back from the B-bomb side. So, all in all, pretty good stuff.
Good win for FURIA out of the timeout. Oh, that's disaster, though. Flit comes from the other side, comes from middle. He's traded right back. Important frag for Yuri to even things out into a 4-on-4.
Wall bangs, well, great minds and all that. I don't know why Yuri took so much more damage, but yeah.
But yeah.
Life just be that way.
Yeah, sometimes it's not fair. FURIA gonna start shifting. Safe is gonna be the only player. He has an AWP defending at the B bomb site, peering in towards Cave. Art and Yuri want to make a play in middle. Smoked off for the moment. Deep nade misses its mark. Outsiders now have mid control.
Look at Fame trying to sell some pressure in middle here. Not that much. He's going to fall back maybe a little bit sooner than I was expecting. I actually thought he would kind of keep going. They have that a little bit of a lean towards the B-bomb side at the moment with Safe and Yuri over here, but Yuri's already low on health, so they're going to be really careful, and Safe has the AWP, so they're going to get pushed back, and this could be a pretty solid bomb plant for Outsiders.
Oh, they have to go through the smokes, though. FURIA's already been forced all the way back. Plant's going to go down. Art might be able to actually stop it. Good kill from Kicker. Nobody pushed up. 4-on-3 in the post plant. There's Art sneaking up. His position's been spotted. Somehow wins the fight. And now the retake can go.
3 versus 3, but 2 of them are so low on health. KSCERATO is actually spotting from behind, which, remember, yesterday we were talking about Liquid kind of missing that up a little bit a couple of times, but KSCERATO want to make sure that Fame wasn't still in middle somehow. And they're going to get the kill on Art, and that probably means FURIA just have to back on out of there.
Especially because, as you mentioned, KSCERATO looking for that flank that never came. That's a lot of time just chewed off. But he's also got to help his teammate get out with the AWP, and in fact, Outsiders just let it go. Round 7 for Outsiders. Back into a 4-round lead.
Very interesting, and the variation in the timing and the execute there. I mean, it's still late by normal standards, but there's about 30 seconds when they went into the cave and kind of into the bomb site. So a little bit earlier, 35 here, earlier than you'd normally see outsiders maybe do. So
the great thing for outsiders, this is so far a wonderfully called T-half from outsiders. You have to say 6 of the 7 rounds they've won have been with bomb plants. They're finding access to these bomb sites. This shifting between the sites late in the round has worked wonderfully for them. Looks like now you want to talk about a change of pace. We got a MAC-10 in the field to play for Fame, and he's not going to slow down. He's not going to stop.
Ooh, wants to keep running. A couple of them don't have any head armor, but he's not going to find anyone there. A great trade, leaving Jame on his own. Another chance for a 1 versus 4, but it is almost immediately cancelled. To drop with a pretty good defense, triple on him.
I hope y'all enjoyed the rare B rush out of outsiders, because I don't think we're going to let that. That's never going to happen again for the rest of the half. That went horribly.
Like,
they're like, nah, screw it.
It's not worth it.
Back to the slow stuff.
From here on out, it's going to be the last 10 seconds of the round.
Just not a fast-paced team.
Definitely not.
I don't know. Norbert's got a MAC-10 in this round as well. It would absolutely kill me if they just rush the A-bomb site now. Norbert's going to be heavily aggressive with that MAC-10. Forces KSCERATO back, but he was very confident that KSCERATO gave up the fight. He was wrong.
Maybe what we're seeing is that they're not as trained in doing the whole aggressive pushing. You know, maybe that's what we're getting a sense of.
Well, at least it's accomplished. One thing it has accomplished is it's forced. I mean, actually, I was gonna say it's brought a lot of smokes out. At one point in the early stages, there were just 6 smokes down on the A bomb site, but those are pretty much all outsiders. They only have 1 smoke remaining. There's 2 more for FURIA, excuse me, on the defensive side.
Ooh.
Oh my dear lord.
That is some timing right there. Now, luckily for them, Yuri's going to be able to cancel out Jame immediately afterwards, and he's playing close to the smoke, but let's see, doubling up. What a position from Yuri. And that's enough to win the round. Man, if he gets caught by Jame as well, that's a disaster. They probably lose the round right then and there. Not quite there with the flick, but Flit can't do much here. Well, just 40 seconds. That's enough time, but Bomb is miles away, and he's in a 1 versus 3 still. Yeah, and very little money as well. 350 off the kill reward for that frag that we just saw into the Opper, and obviously Art's going to prioritize picking up that AWP. KSCERATO shuts him down before any more damage can be done, and it feels like FURIA might have outlasted the worst of it because there's no more funds for the Outsiders team. Have to go down to Deagles and Tech-9s if they want to invest here. That sets it up nicely, but yeah, follow-up here is obviously even better. I can't believe the timing for Jame to walk through that smoke. That is... I don't think Drop can believe it either. No. That's a death slam moment. It's the sort of stuff that'll make you want to bite your fist in anger, you know, to prevent you from screaming at your teammates for some reason. It's always someone else's fault. It has to be. Well, this is a little bit more passive from Outsiders, waiting for the Molotovs to subside. They only have 1 flashbang on Jame. A little bit of a nade. Doesn't really get the kill, but Yuri gets a double nonetheless. Norbert down here with just a Glock, so not going to be too much to write home about. Jame hanging out, hoping for somebody to be aggressive on the eco frags. Maybe he could catch someone there, but doesn't look like they really are. So at least going to be the 6th round for FURIA, which... I mean, yeah, that is a pretty good recovery. And one of those situations in the first half, at least, where it could have been way worse for FURIA, it feels like. I'm stabilizing it slowly. And Outsiders, there's the catch. They're going to have some money in this next round. They're going to be super impressive, but enough for Jame on that AWP. I'm sure they'll be happy about that. Yeah, should be. Timeout's called. This one from Outsiders, their first. Both teams burning 1 timeout in this first half. Outsiders want to talk things over, see if there's any adjustments they can make. Jame can get the AWP. He'd be right on the edge, though. Yeah. Could get the full armor if he wanted to go without utility. Could drop down to light armor if he wanted to get smoke or a flash. I feel like they're going to prioritize that on him almost every time, aren't they? Full armor. Wants to take those duels against the M4s. 1 round lead. Do you think he still wakes up at night, Jame, in a sweat? Sanji, buy me the ult. Throw me the ult. Just from memory. Missing his little purse running around. Yeah.
Yeah, probably a little bit.
Don't know what you got till it's gone, right?
Yeah, exactly. There's some life lessons in that one for you.
Here we go. Another change of pace. Not the Mac 10, but Flit in the middle. And what a turnaround from that flashbang. That is expert play to bring down Art.
Look at what it's done to the defense as well. Look at the mini-map really quick, everybody at home. There's nobody at the A bomb site. With Art going down, he was the player coming out of Donut, and nobody has shifted over to the A bomb site. That is a little bit of luck going the way of Safe. He's got a kill through the smoke. Flit's been found in middle as well, so who needs an A bomb site defense? Now you can retake a man advantage. You have a little bit of utility, but you got a lot of work to do.
That is absolutely ridiculous. He just blind shot that one through the smoke, but then again, James, what a headshot to bring down KSCERATO. He got flashed right as it happened, but he lined up the shot perfectly. 3-on-3 now, and FURIA, they need this round a lot here. Outsiders looking to get to 8 really quickly. Kick it. Nice little crossfire here. The smoke not going to help them. They have to still walk out into the open. And now James is up close. They're trying to defuse right in front. A couple of no-scopes. Knives are out as well. They're using all the tools. And then eventually, it's going to be James to finish off the round, taking down Safe, and 8 on the board for Outsiders. What a magnificent round.
Yeah, that's really well played. That's a wonderful shot from James onto KSCERATO, especially because there's no way to trade that if you're FURIA on this one right here. This is disgusting. He's a little bit blind. What a flick over just as the flashbang pops. And as you can see, KSCERATO is the only one out. Nobody can actually return or revenge that kill in any way. There's the DHL fan cams.
Hell yes. Get more, just the space for a lot more people. Follow link down below.
Space for thousands of you. Thousands of webcams.
Clean up your rooms if you're really tryharding, and then go for it. Ooh, they wanted to follow that same line of aggression. This time Norbert trying to lead the charge. It's going to be traded favorably for FURIA. 15th round. They're up a man. A lot of time still on the clock, of course.
Oh, Kicker looking for this push. Patience is rewarded. Yuri can't get the trade until a little bit later. Kicker thinks he falls back, and Yuri comes back for more at a different timing. 2-on-3. Look at the kills on Outsiders. The lowest is 7, the highest is 9. Very well concentrated for the FURIA side. It's obviously Yuri leading the way with 12 frags.
Yeah, but they are really grouped up, you're right. Real team effort that's coming in, and it's paying off at the moment. So much time on the clock, so a little bit awkward for FURIA in terms of they sort of have 3 positions that are all isolated from the rest of the team. Safe. Ooh, the timing is ridiculous. He just missed them, and now he's definitely going to know. Flash and the Molotov, it does absolutely nothing. James going to be no-scoping. You're with a headshot on top, as if though that was even needed.
The last time he was in a situation like this, he did a wonderful job of finding 1v1s, and he's got a good amount of utility to give him space and time to reposition after the plants.
KSCERATO, he's just walking right through the smoke. That is such a dirty play, but it works. Taking down James, and it's going to be 8-7 in favor of Outsiders. That's pretty respectable, right?
Yeah, that's not bad for the T side at all. I think they're going to be very pleased with that one. FURIA's got a tough task as they switch sides. We're off to halftime. We'll be right back.
burning. He's got to get the pop.
Oh, he's a madman. We see the consistent aggression. Art with a third, and he's hungry for more. Hey, oh, it's the collateral. Zephyr and Leaf taking in one shot. Art is nuts.
Norbert is still young because he didn't have like a lot of experience before because he was playing in K2 and 3. And I think he's doing great now because he's taking more and more experience and it affects really good on him. He didn't find his, I think, place, like his game yet, but I think on this tournament and later he'll do it.
You thought you could escape us, but you can't. We're back. Second half. I don't know if anyone actually thought we were going to go away, but
you never know. Someone might have assumed as much, but yeah, we got a map to finish. We got the opening map in this round of 12 playoff series. FURIA and Outsiders. Outsiders with that one-round lead. They switch over to the defensive side. Got a good number of rounds, but oh, look at this read from Outsiders as well. Fame's got a big job to do with these dualies, but the rest of Outsiders is going to be right there, ready to go after the fact. First kill is his. That's all he can get.
He had the right read. He swung for that second one immediately. Second set of dualies is here. Norbert just keeps going forever, doesn't it? James almost getting hunted, and he will be hunted down in the end. Safe with a huge double. And Art just throwing bullets into the smoke. He's going to get the headshot. Norbert is on his own. It's a 1 versus 1. And he's got very low health, but does that even matter at this point? Just look for the headshot. That's all you need. Safe is out there, and he is a bullet away as well from death as long as it's the headshot. Still got a minute on the clock here. And now they just have to slow it down. Oh, they're back for the fight, and it's safe to find it. A nice triple to start this second half with. And FURIA, they're going to be so excited about winning that pistol.
I love the dualies so much. It's just so much fun, just peppering bullets into it, not letting anyone turn the corner. Art's just spamming away.
It does, especially against smoke, so that has a nice stopping power in it.
Yeah, it really does.
If you had to venture a guess here, you think it's going to be a faster second half than the...
Yeah, let's say there's going to be a bit more pace to it, a little bit more insanity. I think we'll see, obviously, I think this is going to be interesting to see how Outsiders can actually handle it. You got to say, that round, they managed it very well. They had the right read. It was an immediate rotation away from the B bomb site all the way towards A. They had everyone there. They had exactly what they wanted, just couldn't win enough of the fights. It was a good round from Safe, who I believe ended with a triple kill, including the 1v1. And once again, look at the difference. They've gotten the kill, and they're already pressuring the bomb site, like within 5 seconds after the fact.
Nice nade. Fame is back there hiding, thinking, you know, they're never going to check this.
FURIA's just like, we just played that stupidly boring first half. Let us show you how it's done, Outsiders.
Yeah. We're on a timer here. We need to...
Yeah.
We need to keep going.
Contractually not allowed to let rounds go that deep.
It's so interesting how different the different regions sort of develop over time, you know? But some of that information has, I mean, you know, not to go too far, but some of it has escaped with Yakinda, you know? Maybe that can happen again. Can we have escapees from the Brazilian scene? I mean, some of them already have, I guess, in time, but, you know.
Yeah, we've had a few. That would be interesting to see more South American and North American players kind of merge together and see how that would pan out. I think it could be cool.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the Brazilian scene is mental in terms of how much is happening at even at like lower levels. Female scene in Brazil is also growing, and they're having like their whole own tournament circuit going on. It's really crazy. So yeah, could expect a lot coming out from the region in the future, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's not even just Brazil, right? It's just all of South America at the moment. I mean, you think of that 9Z team has 2 players from Uruguay. I think Chile's even represented in there. Argentina's got some players. So the entire continent is coming alive. Except for North America, which is a different continent. But enough about that.
slow, you know, pacing yourself out there. Still time.
Yeah.
Building it slowly. All that good stuff. A little bit of an aggressive move into the A hallways, but they're not finding anyone. There's always a chance that you could go for like a flank if you can get the right timing. It doesn't look like that's going to happen now. It looks like James is quite far away from the action, but yeah, appreciate the attempt.
Yeah, it's not the flank he's really going for, it's the information, right? He's just like, okay, guys, no one's lining up outside of A. Maybe they have mid control, but let's make an educated guess how we have these weaker weapons and no armor, just the 3 P250s to work with, and you're at least putting your team in a position where maybe they can pull off a miracle with 4 players here. Unfortunately, it's a USP that's boosted up to get the first contact, and that little P shooter can't get anything done. 5-7 on kicker. There's the P250 flank from James. And I think you just saved the AK-47 at this point. You're happy with that victory.
Yeah, I think so. You know, I mean, and pushing it further than this probably doesn't make a lot of sense. Flit could stick around, which he is with the P250, so that makes sense. But yeah, get the AK and just walk on out of there. Unfortunately, it sucks that was a USP out there. Feels like anything else would have maybe got the early kill.
Yeah, P250 feels like the USP shooting at someone who didn't realize he was there for quite some time, so that P250 could have made shorter work of it, and then, I mean, maybe you see what happens. 10-8, FURIA respond by taking a lead.
But the real test is coming up, obviously. It'll be interesting to see how they can make their way past outsiders, especially maybe testing that key part of the map, which is the, you know, the outside of B that kind of leads into middle. It feels like if you win one of them, you kind of almost automatically win the other one. So just an integral part of the map. If outsiders can lock it down, they have at least the first piece of the puzzle for having a good second half here. Let's see. AWP picked up on James. Not too surprising. They got that one AK saved over, so that's a nice little bonus. Customary exchange of grenades in the middle. That's what people do now. Drop. Ooh, yeah, he's gonna catch him. Flit not backing off just in time. That seemed like almost a bit of miscommunication or just some mistiming. Nice headshot to bring down Fame, and maybe that can bring them back into the round as well here. 3 versus 4. Outsiders down a man.
Yeah, but FURIA didn't like the op being in that position. They didn't like James actually playing outside of Temple, so FURIA is going to readjust towards the mid-stairs. Plenty of time, 1 minute and 15 seconds. Good shot from Safe. More to find. Oh, that's precise from Yuri. Now they know James' position. So Smoke, they know, is going to block him off. Flashbang for good measure. And James can't do anything here. This is going to be a classic. Remember, KSCERATO's got 17 HP. He might decide to go on the hunt. He's very far back outside of the A holes right now, but they don't realize it quite yet. James is a little bit boxed in.
Yeah, make a call for us here, Jason. Should people be allowed to spam James time when he's saving in this scenario?
Absolutely.
He doesn't have a choice, does he?
Just do it. Just do it whenever you want.
Do it whenever you want.
Yep, it's your life.
Full license.
Live it. I'm actually kind of surprised FURIA's not hunting. They've got some cash. They've got some things to throw at him, especially KSCERATO with like 17 HP. They're going to start doing it just a little bit late. But it's almost like KSCERATO could have been, I mean, it's easier to say this when we have the whole mini-map, but KSCERATO could have been way more aggressive in trying to hunt down James' position, and then when you find it out, FURIA can make a decision from there. However, he should be able to get away with the AWP.
I think if I could play the game of Counter-Strike, you know, in the server, but with the mini-map, I'm pretty sure it's like my Counter-Strike, I could have made my way at least to Global Elite.
Yeah, that's called cheating.
Yeah, but
I'd hope you could have made your way to Global Elite with that kind of an advantage, but with you, I've seen you play, you'd still have some struggles.
Where are we in terms of show match victories, Jason? I can't remember. It's been so long.
I've stopped counting the victories really at this point.
We've all forgotten. That's a shame. I don't even know if I can brag about it. I was kind of fishing for that, you know. But I actually can't remember. We'll forget about it for now. This is great. What a great second half start here for FURIA.
Yeah.
The change of pace now that they're in control. I mean, that's obviously the problem with being on the CT side to begin with, is that you can't control the pace the same way. But T side you can, and FURIA are loving it. 11-8.
They really are. They're being so decisive now in these gun rounds and getting some really integral kills. That's not even allowing outsiders to kind of rotate into the proper positions. And that's kind of, you saw the strengths, I guess, of both styles, as FURIA being so decisive in where they hit that outsiders can't get players there fast enough to defend, especially when they get the entries. And outsiders, when they get the entries, they just get to control the map and just kind of choke you out. Good opening kill from KSCERATO onto Art. Very little utility for outsiders in this round. They've bought up to absolutely nothing left in the bank. This is everything they've got.
Very, very few nades. So when you have this little utility, like you pointed out, getting the opening like this is huge. But look at Drop. He's walked through. He almost had the angle there. And he still will get the kill on Norbert. That's a bit shocking. Norbert kind of backing up into it. KSCERATO tries to swing really wide to get the kill, but he goes down anyway. And Flit is there on the follow-up. So now it's a 3-on-3. James showing up here, and he's stuck down behind the smoke. Almost gets shot right through. That's dangerous. But the bomb is going to be planted on the other side.
Yuri's checking the flank. Yuri's and he's got it. He nails Fame, who is just, I think, turning the corner to start clearing in towards Jaguar. So FURIA in complete control off the entries again, just marching up before anyone from outsiders can respond or put anything down to slow this down.
This is again where some of that utility, you know, they're going to be walking out. They don't even want to get close to it, but even if they wanted to, even in the 3-on-3, just having the extra Molotov or the extra smoke or flash here would make a big difference. But they're going to be backing on out, which makes it 12-8.
Outsiders is getting smoked right now. This is 5 straight to start the second half for FURIA, and very little resistance being mounted. Still early going. They still have time to recover, but they might want to call a timeout here. They're going to buy again. KSCERATO can have his own M4. Flit can drop one over, so can Jame with the AWP. So it'll be another buy for outsiders with more utility they had previously. But I think you got to call a timeout if you're outsiders. They only did one in the first half. You've got plenty more to burn, and FURIA's running all over you.
Just to play the what-if game a little bit with Norbert in that position, you know, once he realizes that he survived the first volley of bullets coming out, if there was a teammate somewhere nearby that could have thrown a flashbang for him, anything for the peak, it just felt so flat, you know, like, I'm just going to back out into this fight. Not necessarily the best way to go about it, but, ooh, nice. A crisp dropout there.
And look at the art, look at the HP on Art. Oh, this is basically a must-win for outsiders based off the damage that's been done. The Art damage is unconfirmed, but they're going to be loving it when they finally get into engagement, how easily and how quickly he's going to fall. KSCERATO playing with the smoke clear. Might have a chance on Flit. One tap doesn't land. Oh, okay. That's an odd spam to lose.
It is. He got more than he was asking for right there. Down to 3 health, but still, that one-man advantage with, look at the control that KSCERATO has outside of the B-bomb site. That's huge. It limits the map, and as a result, outsiders are able to put a lot more people in middle, even you know, forward donut position. Yeah, they're very, very flexible right now in their defense, as long as KSCERATO stays alive.
Yuri's watching this at the moment. They might be able to boost up safe. I almost felt like that's what they were kind of talking about. All 4 players there. I thought they would boost up and see if they could grab a quick pick to see if anyone's aggressive. It doesn't come out. They at least deliver Art with his 3 HP into a lurk position in middle behind a deep smoke. He's at the top of the stairs in the red room.
Feels like that's what it comes down to. If Art can get this kill, then he can draw away some of the A defense and it can work. But then again, they only have about 20 seconds and Art is very low on health, so I'm not even sure if this is realistic now. 16 seconds on the clock and they're going to try and go for it, but there's a very well-defended bomb site. And a missed shot from Jame. That's not exactly how you want to start the defense here. 8 seconds on the clock. They still haven't checked for Flit, and he's going to get one of them down the pond. Somehow gets planted, but everyone goes down. And Art here with the late backstab, not even going to be necessary.
Yeah, way too many players there for outsiders. I don't think Art realized it, or else he would have made that flank happen. But that was the only way I think FURIA was going to win that round, is if Art was actually aggressive on the flank and never really made his move. So good job from outsiders, and on top of all that, they avoid the complete collapse of the economy.
Yeah.
All 5 players survive. Yeah, brilliant for them. So a little bit of fight left in him on this CT side. 9-12, still 3 rounds back, still a chance to recover in the game. And now the timeout comes in. This one's from FURIA, they're second.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 3-round lead. They have really been powering through this the second half with a great pace at the moment, but in terms of rounds, it's perfectly possible for outsiders to get back and win this. So you want to be careful. I could understand why they want to get a little bit of a timeout here just to talk things over. I still think it's a little bit, it is strange to me that Not that they went for the A-bomb side at the end in that 4-on-5 or whatever it was, but the fact that they spent no time at all trying to put any pressure outside of B, they just left Kickert there forever, and that's really what allowed outsiders to do everything, right?
Yeah, well, and the passage between two Molotovs as well, he was just constantly burning.
Yeah, it's not great.
12-9.
Kickert. Yeah, staying alive, not just staying alive, staying aggressive out here. Try and push that ramp. Again, the speed is just a very different thing here in the second half. Drop is already a little bit low, but Safe will find the opening on Kickert, and that should allow them to passage into the bomb side to get the bomb down, although the bomb is still really far away.
Uh-oh, that's not ideal. Smoke's gonna go deep. Norbert tries to beat it, and Yuri finds that one. Safe now gonna transition in. He's got the AWP. Smoke clears, Flames take its place, and FURIA is gonna back away from that plant. We've got a post plant. KSCERATO is actually oddly very far away from the situation. He's finding a timing in middle to make sure nobody's gonna be flanking around towards Jaguar. I don't know, I almost feel like outsiders have to go for this, but they don't really have a whole lot of resources.
No, they definitely don't, and right now, I think they're hoping for a mistake. That smoke doesn't go onto the bomb, and there is still a Molotov in play for Yuri, so that could be really awkward. They might end up sacrificing a lot of these rifles, and that's not something outsiders can really afford. They're trying to push on there. Jame with the shot, but there's the flank from KSCERATO, and they're going to find Fame. Nice attempt, but ultimately Safe with a brilliant round. They picked up 3 kills in this one. He's up to 16 overall, so another good round. That timeout coming in huge for FURIA.
Yeah, that smoke from outsiders, the top of B ramp, didn't really cover anything off. Again, just look at the time on the clock, too. Look at the difference. It's 1 minute and 20 seconds, and they're already in the B bomb site, and that is so tough to deal with when a T side has all their nades, has all their utility, and that missed smoke allows Safe to do this. Nice double kill at the end. Maybe if that's blocking it, he's forced to jump through. His teammate can defend, and KSCERATO doesn't have a way to stop that defuse. So that mistake has serious consequences down the stretch for outsiders.
Back into a 4-round lead. James up to 15 kills on that AWP. So as long as they can, and then they have the money to keep that orb alive on him, it feels like they're going to be dangerous, at least on whatever part of the map that he's on at the moment. But if they fall short here, they're going to be out of money, and FURIA could probably bounce all the way to 15 and almost probably even close out the map. So everything comes down to this for outsiders. They don't want to be giving this one up. They did pick the map in the veto. This is their map pick, so a lot is riding on this one.
Yeah, it's not going well at the moment. They've got a decent enough read here. Flitz and Donut. James got the opening kill. That pick deep in towards A main. Oh, the boost up. He's lucky to be alive. Missed a shot. He's got a... Oh, what the... He's jumping right back into it. He doesn't want to be at that box. He bails out. Another missed shot, but the defenders are all here. Fame is here with a double kill. And outsiders holding on in round 23.
I can't believe it. Oh, Yuri on his own for what is thought of as one of the most cautious players in the game to make not just the jump out, but then the jump back even. I mean, both times absolutely wild.
He's like, this ain't good. I don't want to be here. How'd I find myself behind this box?
But somehow it worked anyway.
Walking on coals.
I thought I mean, running for the Molotov was one. I thought he was going to get shot in the back even doing that.
Yeah.
Well, that it worked, so I guess we can't criticize it too much. Outsiders, again, right on the brink of that economic collapse, and they managed to win a round.
And they've got money in the bank, too. That's the one, I guess, positive thing that if you're outsiders, you can hold on to. They've only won 2 rounds in this half. The first one, all 5 players survived. The second one, 4 players survived. And that's why we haven't seen that economic reset. Their losing bonus hasn't really been dug into, and they've always had a little bit of extra cash to work with. But they need to go on a bit of a streak at some point. FURIA as well is starting to struggle with their economy. And another timeout for FURIA. Out of the last one, they won the round. Let's see if they can do it again.
Yeah, we're getting to the crunch time where either way, someone's going to be running out of money pretty soon. Drop is clearing outside of B. Good position to be. Remember, Kickert had the same position when it was outsiders on the T side. Kickert sort of clearing out this on his own while the rest of the team was working somewhere else. That's kind of the position that Drop is playing right here. So we'll see. All you need is a little bit of a distraction, a little bit of an opening maybe. Ooh, if they double peek him here, Fame is in a lot of trouble and he doesn't even know it yet. Art spotting him out, and there comes the peek on the follow-up, and Art will get that one. That's a great, yeah, 1-2 punch combination in the middle.
Yeah, good comms from Art. He's saying, oh, they're out in the open, they're out in the open, you can peek. They even expected it, but the back trade that Art gets to make sure that's a 2-for-1 exchange is massive. FURIA attack the A bomb site, they get aggressive. KSCERATO's already in Temple, but FURIA's, oh, they actually, I thought they were gonna rotate this back around. Safe actually dropped away with the bomb because Art's going over towards the B bomb site. KSCERATO's got one pushing up, controlling the site for his team, and now the bomb evacuates when they realize how much presence is here from the defense, and Art can clear out the path for Safe.
Yeah, this is, they have plenty of time to make this call, and it's definitely worth it. Kickert gonna be going down, and I'm pretty sure Norbert was spotted behind those boxes, so they knew, at least at one point, where he was. Not that he could really go anywhere. He's boxed in all on his own. FURIA looking to make this 14. Don't see a way in which Norbert could possibly try and go for this.
The problem now for Outsiders is they're 100% losing this round. They've got a 2-round loss bonus in their favor, but James is not going to have the AWP, which they've obviously, and we all know, would love to have in his hands. 16 kills for James to lead the way for Outsiders in this map so far. KSCERATO on the other side with 19 frags for FURIA. Yuri's just behind him at 18. Those guys doing all the work, being the FURIA engine. They're up by 4.
Huge output right now, no doubt.
Look, I guess I'll take the L on this one. The losing bonus has allowed Outsiders somehow to scrape together 2 AWPs. So they've dropped one over to James. James didn't buy either of them. They've dropped an AWP to James. They've dropped an AWP over to Fame as well. So yeah, I didn't expect that at all. 4th time out called by FURIA.
Think of it, it feels like every time they're about to get, you know, dunked under the water and just lose all their money, they either win a round or the round loss bonus is there, or they save just enough. They keep just skirting that limit where they would get crunched. I mean, that's pretty cool, but...
Well, here's the interesting thing about it is, I like, even despite the fact that James has had some decent rounds of the AWP, you don't feel like the AWP is really the most impactful weapon for Outsiders, like winning them rounds in this half. It hasn't exactly been lighting up and being as impactful as they would have liked. Now they've switched into 2, and they get both of those AWPs. Look at the utility they have. They've had to sacrifice so much to get those weapons out, so it better work here. It has to work here.
It has to, yeah. Well, one of the criticisms, I think, of James at times is that some of these kills that he's getting are going to be end-of-round, low-impact kills where, you know, you're saving the AWP and they're hunting you down and all the rest. I'm not saying that's necessarily true for this game, but just in general, that could also be maybe one of the reasons why it doesn't feel like that AWP is as, yeah, great as it could have been.
Well, and stylistically, it's such a different style with the AWP than all the top AWPers that we have in the scene at the moment. Every top team seems to have an AWPer who can be a playmaker when called upon, but that's one aspect of James' game that he doesn't seem to have bought into.
Yeah, not in the same way. He certainly has his rounds, but you're right, he's not going to be flexing into a round like that, although he's walking up close. There's so many people on the other side. Gets the hip shot through the side of the wall against Art. He's down to 16.
I think that's almost, I think FURIA's gonna be fine with that. Like, they have the information of where the AWP is. They now have stance in middle. Like, look at the way they've been able to split this map. If you're Outsiders, how do you really feel like you deal with this? This can be smoked off at any moment. Art does have a smoke. Flashbang and smoke combination.
Awkward smoke. I don't know why they, I mean, maybe they can still make it through, but that did leave a giant gap. And look at us pushing through. Nice attempt from Norbert, but he's going to get caught. And you're right, still, Kickert is on his own. And unless the other 3 members of Outsiders can actually get here, it'll all come down to Kickert.
Look at the way they're frozen. Look at how slow they are in clearing this out. There's no time for this. They have to get aggressive at this moment.
Oh, drop caught looking the wrong way. That's a little bit awkward. Brings it back into a 4-on-4. Bomb is being planted on the other side. Yuri, well aware that someone could be peeking it, and he'll win the fight. Took a little bit of time, and a great follow-up. Fame is down and out, and so is Flit. Safe with the double. Leaves James to walk away on that AWP, and not even caught by KSCERATO. That brings FURIA to 15. Now just 1 round away from stealing Outsiders map pick.
That almost felt like an Outsiders-esque round from FURIA with just a bit more speed, right? They get up mid right out of the gates and they're like, okay, this is such a critical part of the map. We have mid control so deep. We've denied and cut off rotations. Let's just back off this because they're going to have to respect the fact that we have presence here, especially when KSCERATO gets a kill. And they're just like, we know we have you trapped in CT spawn. Have a good time. It's going to give us all the time in the world to get over towards B and get the bomb planted before you can react. And then the extra punish of not having utility for a retake.
Yeah, that worked out so well. They had a perfect read, really, once they get them in control there. Cool to see. And finally, Outsiders, I mean, the economy, like we said, they've been keeping it alive maybe for a lot longer than we would have expected normally. But this is a round that really shows just how little is in their coffers at the moment. 2 MP9s, 2 FAMAS, 1 5.7, and a couple of smoke grenades to add to it. FURIA, they should be able to do this.
Yeah, they should be able to. And, you know, I think it was Kassan on the desk who said Outsiders had to win Ancient if they wanted a chance to make it to Inferno, to that third and deciding map. So losing this here, all the pressure is going to be put onto Outsiders moving forward. Norbert and Safe still haven't seen each other. I think Norbert just spotted it there right at the end. Drops the smoke. FURIA is more than happy to sit and wait it out. They know they've got a massive advantage in pretty much every regard. There's no more nades for Outsiders defense. It's all fights from here. No more nades from FURIA, to be fair. Just the Molotov that they just tossed out.
Nice aggressive push into T-spawn, but it feels like it might be too late. 35 seconds, and it's going to be a 3-man defense. Good start with the 5-7. Norbert on the full on, and he runs. It just turns the corner, holding down Mouse 1, but he can't win that fight against Yuri, and the ult will come out heavily on top of Flit. So, chance maybe, and I'm actually impressed. Fame will get the kill. Spray from range or tap from range there for James to take down Art. It's all unsafe to try and close out the map right here. Or maybe allow Outsiders to get back into it. The bomb is planted. A bit of an awkward position from his point of view, and he's just backing up, still scoped up. If he lets them around the pillar, even if they don't have a kit, or they pick one up, James just stepped on one. That's huge. So now they can go straight for it. I don't think Save can stop it. He actually might just be able to walk away instead. Yeah, way too far away. Hoping that either they would not have the kit, or that they would face him first and make it a one-on-one.
Yeah, I can't even really necessarily blame Safe for just kind of backing away from that one. I don't know if there was necessarily a good way to try and win that round. I think the only real opportunity is if he just hung out in cave and said, I'm going to win or die by this fight, and then we'll see what happens next. But no great decisions. And remember, FURIA has used all 4 timeouts to get to this position. They have no way to pause it. So we've got plenty of the money in the bank. 4 more chances to take map 1. Outsiders still have yet to string 2 rounds together in this second half. It was a good offensive half from Outsiders in the first half. It's been a great one from FURIA.
Yeah, truly. Look at the flashes here, layered on top of each other behind Art, so he can run this whole way. And he knew he had somebody at that corner. I mean, if he was half a second, maybe less than half a second earlier around that, he's going to, at the minimum, try and catch Kickert or Fame, whoever was running back there. Or bang a little bit late on that one. 27th round. And Outsiders now fighting to get into overtime. Try and see if they can claim their map pick after all. Not that much money on FURIA. I mean, if they have a couple of people that have a little bit in the bank, but if they can win maybe 2 in a row here, Outsiders, there's a chance that they could do something.
There's the smoke. Art's going to be able to find one on the way back. Norbert had no idea. James now going to swing for the fight. He's been spotted. He's been spotted. There's no more defense inside the bomb site. James and Kickert have had to go so passive just to stay alive. It should be another plant eventually for FURIA. Flit on the flank might have everything to do. No more utility, no more nades after this flashbang tossed out for James, and there's just 2 kits in play.
And that flashbang doesn't really do anything for them at all. I would have thought maybe just save it for the eventual afterplant, trying to get the spray through. Boosts on both sides, and Yuri will come out on top, taking down Fame. Yeah, that's really, really cool. 3 versus 5, and they've got nothing left here. Kickert now on his own in a 1 versus 4, and it'll be safe to close it out. A great double kill at the end, and 16-11 as FURIA take down Outsiders on Ancient.
KSCERATO does a wonderful job for FURIA, but you gotta say, Safe down the stretch on that T side had some beautiful rounds inside the B bomb site, clearing things out, finding the high impact kills in the retakes before the bomb gets planted. He was wonderful in that second half, and FURIA bury Outsiders on their map pick. Desk is next, and then we'll return with Vertigo.